Alright guys, we're testing out our new camera. Might as well test it on the bench, see what happens. This is 4K mode. We'll monkey around with it a little bit. See if we can get a decent screen before I talk TTO. Hold on, bear with me a second. Some minor technical difficulties. Alright, how's that look, guys? Okay, so I took her out for a spin today. I went to the local, what do they call that? Community college, and it was great. I shredded the crap out of these tires. I knew that these are cheapies. They're $4 specials, so they are what they are. And you can see these have had 4 passes. These are the same ones that blew up, so they're done. It was wet out there. I got like 45 miles an hour or something like that. I might, I don't know if I saved any of the footage. I got it wedged underneath a truck. Maybe I'll find that clip and throw that in somewhere around here. You know, you'll get a kick out of that. Yeah, pretty crazy. Anyways, so got the ESC hot wired. I'm trying to get in touch with Surpass to see if they'll remedy this fan issue. I don't need it cutting out when we're going good. I got a feeling with the current configuration, I'm only going to top out around 55 because I was getting her pegged right at the end there, and we got to like 46 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour. But these slicks were just spinning, and the second I'd get it up to speed, it would just. So I am going to go back to these tires. These are both $4 tires, so I don't care. But these I've run almost all the speed runs with, and they're just now dying the last 2 runs. I got 4 sets of them, or whatever, until my contacts come in. I'm going to keep using these. We're going to bump up the pinion a little bit, and I made this today. So we're going to parallel 2 of our Ergenics to give it a little more boost. I want to see what the difference is. We'll do. I'll charge them up. I have a decent XT60 one of these coming, but I made this out of the stuff I have. These wires look small, but these are from these are probably 60-year-old wires from a military lot. They're rated for 20 amps. These little things. So these are hardcore electronics. These aren't no cheapy Chinese crap like you get nowadays. Anyways, we'll get that tested out. So that's the game plan. My plan is to do this tomorrow, so I'm going to be going through and button this up, and I'll come back once I get her cleaned up, and I'm going to change out the pinion from a 30 to a 32. Then I have to drill out the tires. You see how these tires were bigger than these when I started. So you see what I'm dealing with. I did extend. I got my steering all worked out. What happened was a couple of these bolts were yanked down real tight, and I wasn't getting any steering at all. So between this piece popping out and wedging in there and me hankering these down a little too much, I had all kinds of problems. But it appears to be taken care of now, so we're going to get it buttoned up and clean it up and get everything mounted nice and tight, and we're going to give this another go tomorrow. Our goal is to get 60. I was contemplating putting my cool hexes back in for the front to narrow that, but I'll worry about that. I didn't have any problems controlling it. I was going in circles at like 40 miles an hour. Spin-outs were spin-outs, but no rollovers. The wider wheelbase, I had no rollovers, and that's what I want to prevent. If I prevent the rollovers, I'm happy. So anyways, I'll be right back, and we're doing both a test of this camera in 4K mode. This is the V50X from AKASO, AKASO, I believe. So when I come back, we'll be in 1080 mode, and you'll be able to see the difference from from the 4K. Now, granted, I'm rendering these in 1080, but that's just for size. I can't afford the hard drive space doing everything in 4K, so I'm gonna film 4K 1080, and then you'll see after the cut that'll be 1080 60 frames per second, which is what I film at. Normally is 1080 30 frames per second. I'm gonna try 60, and if we have to do 4K we will, but I don't think it'll be necessary. I'll be right back. So this is 1080 mode. I wanted to show you that's what happened to my tire the other day, and you can see on these that they're about to go. So I got all these. This is, I'm gonna keep this ones that I'm using. So these are all brand new and these are used. So I'm gonna keep the used ones as backups, but I'm gonna get 2 full sets of 2 full sets drilled out and ready to go. Those are my old ones, and these are going to go in the old pile too. So next I'll come back. What I do to drill them out, pretty simple. I love these, you can just use a standard drill bit, but I love these tapper sets. They work real good. So once the tapper catches a bite, then it just goes in. And you ream it like you do any other thread. And then it's nice and centered, see that? And then that'll work with our extenders. So I'm going to do that with all these. And then when I come back next, we're going to test, again, this is for this camera. This is 1080p with 60 frames per second. When I come back, it'll be 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now I'm doing 3 things with this. I'm checking the file size space per minute, and then I'm also testing resolution after render, because you're gonna have to go through the render software anyways. So I have to decide if I start doing things in 4K, if I leave it in 1080p, and which setting does the most for this setup, for this camera, which is most cost effective, like space wise. So I'll be right back, and then there'll be 1080p 30 frames per second. Alright guys, this is 1080p 30 frames per second. I'm bringing you back to show you I kind of had one casualty. So that footage I showed you just a bit ago that I cut in, showing you me pulling the tire out of the bottom. So, but I was running after that, so these shocks aren't doing a whole lot. I'm sure I got something to replace that with. I got some kind of WL or LC or something floating around. But there's the tires. You can see those are the old ones for the first couple runs. I'm not sure where my fourth. Yeah, there it is. So, and we put brand new tires on it, and then we got a spare set there. Probably gonna put the motor mount on that, get ready for phase 2, guys. My goal is 60 miles an hour before I do the upgrades, so we're gonna stick with the 2845. And prior we used the A Racing today 30T. We're gonna bump it up 2 more teeth, and we're gonna try the battery swap, the battery cable. So I'm just gonna button this up really quick, and I'll be back for a closing. This is kind of a short one, more to test out the camera than anything else. So hope you guys dig multitasking. You know multitasking. So, yeah. And we started a new members area, and you might notice that there's also products in our listing. So members area, we're going to start off with the basics. Shout outs, all that stuff. You'll see the description. Eventually we're going to move up to where if you get the second tier, you're going to get free stickers, you're going to get free things every other month. There's going to be some benefits to paying a little extra. There's going to be a reason for it. So yeah, anyways, not to switch subjects all the time, but so that's moving forward. Not sure if anybody's going to join. I get it, whatever, everybody's tapped, but I am putting content up there. There's already 10 or 15 videos up there and photos and a whole path, and they kind of mix into our existing playlists. If you're a member, you'll see them. If you're not, you won't even see the member section. So yeah, we're trying, we're figuring it out. So when I come back, I'll have this buttoned up and the 32 pin in there, and we'll do a closing and a quick rip. So now this tire's, not to get squirrel again, but these tires were used on the 124008, but very lately on the track. So these are carpet tires. These are meant for, they're not buggy tires. So we got two sets, plus I got one set as a reserve, actually two downstairs, but they're slightly used, so I'd rather stick to these and we can keep track of what's going on. Anyways, I'm rambling again. I'll be back in a minute. Hopefully you guys dig, and we'll do a closing. All right, and you can see where I got and a quick test rip. I'll be back. All right, guys. Can you see that? See that? So that's what I did today in the truck. Cracked my chassis. I drove it afterwards for quite a bit, so really high speed. So I'm gonna let it fly. I am gonna order a new one, even with the metal chassis. But man, I hit that thing going full speed. Well, 44 miles an hour, and it stopped dead. And the only thing I broke was that shock, which is replaced, and that. Considering, I think that we fared pretty well. So I'm gonna glue it. We're gonna get another run, and maybe 2 or 3 before I have to replace the chassis, and I'm gonna get that on order today. So we're gonna end it here. There's gonna be a little clip of what the footage that I took while we were running. I had the camera aimed down, so operator error. So you'll get the clip of the beginning, and then me crashing it again, which you saw earlier. So, but that'll be that, and hopefully you guys dig. At the very least, it was eventful. I learned a lot, and I really got some good time on this car. Opened up. I'm gonna have no problems. Steering is not a problem anymore. I just gotta stop crashing. Anyways, considered all the bumps and bruises this thing's taken, that's not bad. So, is what it is. I hope you like and subscribe and all that good jazz, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace. Alright, we're going to try this again. Looks like the sun's actually coming out. Got a fresh battery. Last one was battery number 3, just for references. Keep them in our handy dandy little bag. Thanks, Ergenix. So this is for the Poor Boy Challenge. This is my second attempt today, or third attempt, I guess you'd call it. It's not ideal conditions. I wrecked my slicks already. See, right there. But they're cheapies. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of them. Is what it is. It is what it is. So, lost another body clip, so I'm running with 2 now. See if I got another one. It'll work. It'll work. Controllers on. Acquiring GPS. Already acquired. Okay. Oh, you guys see that? Look at that, guys. I only got 44.9. That's sad. Oh well, that's enough for today. That's funny.